Hello, another double round week is starting. 24 and 25 round. We had not a lot of changes in the standings since the last week. However, I think the highlights is a couple of bad results for some teams that they were running towards the play-in tournament. So, firstly, we had Bayer losing at home versus Asvel. So that's an upset. So they remain at 9 wins. So that means 3 wins away from the play-in. So things are getting tough for Bayer. And the other team that was we can say it's upset, although they don't have a great record on away games. Cervena Zvezda lost in Germany, in Berlin, and they're remaining at 9 wins as well. So it's gonna be a tough road for these two teams. They need to win most of the next games. Every game will be a final. The same also goes for Anadolu Efes. They lost at home to Monaco. However, I would say, there was an unfavorable calling for one of the Bebois three-pointers. It was given as a two-pointer. That changed in the end, towards the end of the game, and that changed a little bit the dynamics. But yeah, so they were unlucky there. FS for one more time this year. They are left also quite behind, so every game is a final for them as well.
And it was a very debatable, shot from Bobois. For me, also, is a three-pointer. It's no two-pointer. It's a three-pointer, but it's debatable. But to me, a big topic of discussion. We cannot go now into this. It's like a massive topic of discussion. Is how, even if when the referees go to instant replay, they still take the wrong decision. I don't understand this, and it happened this year in Euroleague more than once. And I don't
Yeah.
understand. You go to the instant replay, you have so many different cameras, perspectives, views of different angles, but still you make the wrong decision. And I don't understand how this can happen.
Yeah, and the rule is, you need to keep your initial call unless there is evidence that was wrong. So there is no conclusive evidence. I don't think anyone could see 100%, like was he touching or not.
Yeah, it
So
was the shadow
you
exactly?
should,
Was the shadow or the shoe? You don't know. It's not clear.
yeah. I mean, for me, the line was all there, so potentially
Mhm.
not. But even if you are on the other side, you say, well, it was touching the line. You can't prove it 100%. So you need to keep your initial call that was a three-pointer. But anyways, it happens. So that was that. And then I think most of the rest of the games, pretty much the favorite won. Um, Another big one, I think it was Fener winning at home and establishing themselves for real into the top 5 teams into the race for the second place. And another crazy event that week is like all the top teams from the second to the fifth position, they lost their games. So Monaco is catching up. Let's say Monaco Maccabi. Um, and finally, we had Valencia on the playing Spanish game versus Baskonia, getting a very important away win and climbing at the ninth position, leaving Baskonia in the 11th, again with a double round week coming up. And this can change massively. But as you can see now, the teams from spot 12 down to, let's say, here at best, they are desperate for wins if they want to keep up on this race. So let's move then to round 24. I mean, there are a couple of good games to watch, but from the first day, of course, we have the Real Maccabi big game. And then on the second day, we have the Monaco Partizan game. Um, Barcelona Virtus also a game towards the second position race.
Yeah,
And
both Italian teams have crucial games, but for
Milan as well.
different, yeah, for different reasons, but for the same goal. And what I mean is, for Virtus, they want to stay up where they are at the moment, but they face Barcelona, which is a tough game, and also Olympia Milan is playing versus Panathinaikos, and is one of the teams that they will start their last push to go as high as they can. Shields is back. They There are rumors maybe Mirotic is back in this double week. We don't know if it's versus Panathinaikos or in the round 25. So
I think I
potentially,
heard he's traveling with it.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I believe Maudolo is also back with the team. So you know the full roster is coming back. So that's why Olympia Milano will make the last push now to climb as high as they can to get either the play-in tournament or higher to the top six. But for the top six, I think they need uh, a huge boost, and also they're depending from other teams' results as well.
And that would be a stretch exactly when you have
Yeah.
so many teams on.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm. Exactly.
But going back to the Barcelona Virtus game, I think that would be potentially our first choice of coach. As you can see, it's very difficult games, all fixtures on this round 24. But we believe Grimao should use, have a good use of the great home court advantage and try to get one over Virtus that they have 6-4 on the last 10 games. Barcelona is not doing better. They have 5-5 in the last 10 games. But potentially Barcelona at home is a strong team. So we're gonna go with the home court advantage here.
Yeah. Um. Also, another coach is Coach Feropoulos from Crvena Zvezda. They play versus Valencia. Valencia. They lost in the last game in ASAB League versus Unicaja Malaga at home. And but that's not the worst. The worst is Brandon Davis injured, and he will be out for several weeks. And also Chris Jones, um, there was a hit on the right leg, I believe, during the game, so he is in doubt versus Crvena Zvezda. Um, Plus, the crowd will give a boost to the team. Also, they won in ABA League versus Partizan the last game, so um, expect a full stadium to give boost to the team to win. So, Coach Feropoulos is another option to choose for a head coach.
Cool. So let's go then to the round 25. So that's the Thursday, Friday games. Here we can see there is again Virtus is having a tough game with Partizan, but they're playing at home, and Monaco again another a big game versus Fener at home, and potentially here is where we see also our coach selection with Obradovic and Monaco are trying to push even further for the safety of the top six spots in the Euroleague.
Hmm. Um, the other choice, I mean, it will be more obvious because of the game and the opponent. Is choose Mateo from Real Madrid. Real Madrid, they play versus Asvel, and Real is undefeated at home so far with the 11-0 record. So also with the injuries. None, the Colo is not back yet. So Real Madrid also has the quality to overcome the obstacle and get the W, another W at home.
Just wanted to add that Baskonia Maccabi also is another crucial game for the playoff spots. So
Yes,
another exciting spots.
for the playoff and for the play-in, because Baskonia is at the moment. I'm sorry, outside of the play-in tournament, so they need to get the W's, especially get the home games.
Yeah. Exactly that. I meant the play-in. So yeah.
Mhm.
Um, do you see anything else exciting into these fixtures?
Well, potentially, I don't know, how exciting the game will be, but I also see Anadolu Efes versus
Yeah,
Olympia Milano. The both
I
teams
was thinking about that. Yeah.
is yeah, they need the W. So I expect a big fight in this game, a big fight between two great teams who, when the year started, both of them they had higher expectations, definitely than their current position in the standings. So I expect that it will be a big game in Anadolu Efes home court.
Mm. And we didn't mention about Olympiacos problems with injuries on the center position. Consider playing with Bayern, and if Ibaka is back healthy, um, could be a very tough game for Olympiacos there.
True, true. But this game, based on the what we know right now at the moment, this game is the game. I don't know. Bayern has also a lot of injuries. For example, Booker is injured. Ibaka is injured and will not play in round 24,
But,
or is
yeah,
questionable for round 24, not 25. So potentially, the only senders will be Brankovic from Bayern and from Olympiacos, Moses Wright. They signed the player last week, so he will debut versus Alba. I mean, it will be even Petrusov got injured. I mean, it's so unlucky. One after the other, big man they got injured.
yeah.
So this game, if Ibaka is not back, is just Brankovic versus Moses Wright. There's no other five, let's say.
Or Harris. Is Harris
Harris
back in
is,
action? Yeah.
yeah, I think so. Harris is back.
Yeah. All right, let's see. So let's move with that to our teams, and let me start from AlleyOopDunks. So after the 220 score we had on the round 22, we just cracked down to double digit number, not even triple digit. We had the Pablo Lasso -10. And although we had Wetzel at 23.10, Moneke doing all right. We had problem with James. This is, I think, potentially one of the lowest in the year. As you can see, he had only 3 single digits. That was one then, and that really hurt us. And yeah, definitely a bad around for us. So we try to improve things around. Again, tough choice at coach. So we brought in Sferopoulos. As you mentioned earlier, they are missing. Valencia is missing Davis with injury. They're playing at home, so we hope that the home court advantage in Serbia will be, enough to help them go through the win. Also, I would say uh, Dos Santos at the guard position during this time that both Nedovic and Teodosic were off. he was actually very productive, both on scoring and distributing. So it was quite good. And there's a chance that Theodosic is also going to be in the roster for that EuroLeague game and
He is back.
back in action.
Teodosic is back. He played in the ABA League game versus Partizan, so he is back
Yeah,
already.
yeah, that they won that game as
Mhm.
well.
Yeah.
Um, so then we are changing Timan, another big guy that he's having troubles with injuries. Um, Potentially it's not so serious, his issue, but it's still a problem. I think in the back, if I remember correct.
Yeah, I think so.
Uh,
Mhm.
so you need to be careful. So uh, so we had both of our big guys out, so Oturo and Timan, and we brought in Lesort for the second turn, and we brought in Pradilla just to have enough credits to swap Francisco for Wilbekin. Wilbekin has been doing quite well since Saras is the coach, the head coach of Fener. As you can see, 30, 23, 18.7. And before the zero with Partizan, he had 19.8. So he's having a big role in that team. You can see minutes. He's getting the starter role minutes, and he's also taking on shots. So even though he's missing 8 or 9 shots, 10, he's having quite high fantasy points. So um, that's our main then card for that first turn. We also have Marinkovic from before, and then we kept all our forwards. We're going to go with Moneke. We were really thinking about Wetzel as well as captain, but we want to go with Moneke on this one. And then for the second round, we have James, Mitoglu, and Lesort. Potentially will be between Lesort and James
For
for
the captain.
captain if Moneke doesn't do well.
Mhm.
But yeah, that's our main team. Do you have any questions, or should we go to the second team?
No, we can go to the second team. I just gonna point out that Scotty Wilbekin is, he was in our second team, so now he was promoted in the first for the good results so far. So as you see, the second team we had 160 points. Was a good round for this team. Um, as you see, Jelko Brothers gave us 10 points, but if you see all our players, the minimum points they gave us was 13 from Giedraitis. So if you see, Dozier gave us 26. Campazzo was very effective versus Olympiacos, so with 23, and as a captain 46. And then Larkin, Wilbekin, and Boloboy with 19, 18, and 17 points. They just gave the boost to the team to get to the 106 points. Um, but still, we made some changes for round 24. Um, as you see, for coach, we brought Coach Bertzokas from Olympiacos. We believe Olympiacos will miss a lot of players, especially in the paint, but we believe they have the quality to win versus Alba Berlin, and also they will find the motivation. The team will find the motivation because they need this W. They need to win. And when you play at home, you need to get the W even more. So that's why we have Coach Barjokas for this team. Then we have Booker, but as we said, he's having some injury issues. So for that, we brought in Fall. Fall is having some amazing games lately. He's in a great rhythm, great form. As you see, versus Bayern, 30.8 fantasy points with double double, 16 rebounds, 16 points, sorry, 13 rebounds. So he is the best in the paint versus Virtus. 17 points, 12 rebounds, 25 fantasy points. Um, so okay, versus Berlin he had just six, but as you see, he's this guy in the paint that gets the rebounds and the score for Asvel. Then, as we said, Scotty Gulbikin was promoted, and we have the rule that we cannot have same players in the teams. So we brought Sergio Rodriguez. You know, he was more like a filler, but also we believe he gets the playing time definitely, and he will have a good game, and he will be needed versus Maccabi. Maccabi has a strong backcourt with Lorenzo Brown and Wade Baldwin, so Sergio is needed to do his magics with the assists and score some 3 pointers. Then we brought in Peters instead of Giedraitis. Um, we believe Peters he needs to get the scoring for Olympiacos in this game. No Milutinov, no Fall, no Petrusev potentially. So he will be the focal point in the offense for Olympiacos. He needs to be effective from the 3 point zone to give the boost to Olympiacos to win the game. And then we have, as you see, Snyder for turn one, and then turn two we have Larkin, Dozier, who will replace potentially Sergio Rodriguez and Schneider. So Larkin is our choice for captain for turn two, and Giedraitis and Diaz just the fielders that stay in the team. Any remarks, Bill?
I think we forgot to talk about Bertokas on the code section on this round. So yeah, although we mentioned before about the many injuries they have, they we think they have what it takes to get this done and be effective and get.
Mhm.
But apart from that, no, we see. Hopefully, this time our main team gets back to I don't know. Hopefully to hundreds again, or at
Yeah.
least to the same level that our second team had this round. And we'll see. It's a double round as well, so we may have some more posts in our Twitter in between.
Yeah, we hope that our main team will be out of the sales season. It's sales season now, so we went for the sales season in this round, last round, with only 93 points. Hopefully, these teams will perform better, and we will post also the selections per position as we normally do on X.
Right.
So,
Thank you
yep,
guys for staying around, and we'll see you next time.
yep.
Well, have a
Thank,
great double round week.
yep. Thank you guys. Enjoy the games.